World at War Zombies is so interesting to me because of how different it is to pretty much every single other Zombies experience. Which obviously makes sense since it was the first ever Call of Duty game to have a Zombies mode. World at War is where Call of Duty Zombies was created, and because of that it is going to be the most bare bones and basic experience for zombies. But that doesn't necessarily make it bad, it's just more simple, because not every Zombies player likes to do things like long quests for a wonder weapon, do a 2-hour long Easter egg, and spend 20 to 30 rounds getting every single tool and craftable item to become nearly invincible. Some people prefer a much more simple game where all they need to do is open up some doors, save up for perks, pack a punch, and see how long they can last. And there's really nothing wrong with that. And some people, like myself, enjoy switching between the two styles of zombie games. I like being able to go back and forth between a map like Origins and a map like Kino, which is why World at War Zombies is so important, whether you actually like it or not, because it is where the game mode started and introduced a lot of features and gameplay mechanics that we now consider essential for a great zombies experience. Noct is the most basic zombies map, not just in the game, but in all of Call of Duty Zombies. It's not exactly the map's fault though, since it was the first ever map created for the game mode. And I still appreciate this map because of what it stands for and what it actually did. Because sure, nowadays we're used to things like crazy Easter eggs and wonder weapons, but imagine playing this game when it first came out, beating the campaign and not even knowing that this game mode existed until you finish the campaign. Imagine watching the end credits and suddenly you're introduced to this. I think any 10-year-old playing this back in the day would be shocked, confused, and terrified all at the same time. That is the effect that this map had, because no one knew it even existed until the game was released. So put yourself in the shoes of someone who has never played COD Zombies before. What would be going through your head when you're getting dropped off into this random bunker after beating the campaign and forced to fight zombies until you die? And like I said earlier, the map is extremely basic, and there were close to zero expectations for the map since it was the first. And as expected, if you plan on playing this map a lot, you might start to get a little bored because again, this was the first map. No perks, no pack-a-punch, no power, no traps. You have very little to work with both in terms of weapons but also in terms of space, because you only have 3 doors you can unlock and only 1 mystery box location. Honestly, your best chance at survival is to get the ray gun and LMG out of the box and camp upstairs. So even if I myself don't play the map that much, I still once again appreciate what it did for the game mode, and how it quite literally was the start of Call of Duty Zombies. I also noticed it's the only map where there isn't an announcer when you get a power-up. And on this map, it actually shows how much longer you have left with each power-up once you get it. Verrückt was in a bit of a weird situation, since Treyarch probably didn't expect this one little experiment of a map known as Noct to start gaining this much attention. So, when making the second ever Zombies map, they knew they would have to step their game up and make some improvements to the mode. Which is why in this map they gave us more space to work with, although not much, more doors to open, power, traps, and of course, perks. This is when we are introduced to our 4 original and iconic perks. This is the first time in the game mode when we are introduced to Jug, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, and of course Double Tap. Jug of course giving you more health, Speed Cola giving you the ability to reload faster, Quick Revive in the World at War version allows you to revive your teammates faster, but in later games would obviously double as self-revive on solos, and Double Tap increasing your rate of fire. And in later games would also put out twice the amount of damage. With all of these new additions, Zombies was quickly becoming more and more popular by the day, and rightfully so. While the map is still quite small and basic, adding perks to the map was a great move because while only being 4 perks, it was still a game changer. They gave the player control over how they played and gave them a much better chance at survival. So Verrückt overall was definitely a step in the right direction. Shi No Numa, in my eyes, has about 75% of what players need for a basic survival experience in Zombies. It had most of the things you needed, but it still didn't feel quite complete. And just like last time, it did make some changes and add a few things that made it more playable than the previous 2 maps. The first one that becomes apparent right when you start playing is that there is a lot more space to work with, since not only do you have the building in the middle, but also the 4 different paths you can go down outside. And because of all this extra space on the map, this is when players started to train instead of simply camp on the map. By this point, training had finally started to become a legitimate strategy for survival. Something else that this map introduced were dog rounds where you get a max ammo at the end. Shi No Numa also introduced us to the first infinite damage wonder weapon in the Wunderwaffe. Don't get me wrong, I love the ray gun, but it's really not going to take you that far. So in my eyes, the Wunderwaffe is the first real wonder weapon, especially since it has infinite damage. In theory, you could get to round 1000 as long as you don't run out of ammo. And on top of all of that, getting perks on this map is handled a little differently, because on this map there were 4 spots for perks to spawn in, and they're random each time. You can go to one spot on the map and get Jug, and in another game you can go back to the exact same spot and get Quick Revive. I 100% understand that not everyone likes randomized perks, and to a certain extent even I don't like them. But I still applaud Treyarch for trying something new with this map. Shi No Numa gave us a lot more space to work with, a much more powerful wonder weapon, a new spin on getting perks along with introducing dog rounds. This is nowhere near my favorite map because of how basic it is compared to other games, but like the maps before it, I still appreciate the innovations it made that helped shape COD Zombies into what it is today. But there was still something missing, something we all needed in our Zombies maps. World at War's Der Riese has all of the things that are seen as a necessity for not only a playable Zombies map, but a good Zombies map as well. Things like perks, training space, a reliable wonder weapon, mystery box, traps, and one more thing that was never seen before this map. One thing that truly put Der Riese above the other maps, and that one thing was Pack-a-Punch. This one mechanic changed everything about Call of Duty Zombies. This one addition to Zombies gave players a much higher chance at survival, even more than wonder weapons that came before Pack-a-Punch. And that was because with Pack-a-Punch, you can upgrade any gun you wanted, including the ray gun and Wunderwaffe, which is why it was such a game changer. Pack-a-punching your gun would not only increase the damage of the weapon and how much ammo you can hold for it, but it also made the gun more visually appealing. Instead of the gun just shooting normal bullets, it basically turned your gun into something straight from the Star Wars universe. And it also gave your gun a brand new Pack-a-Punch camo to help it stand out even more. Along with all of this, you'll also notice that Pack-a-punching your weapon will actually change the name of your gun to something unique, something to show how much better the weapon is with the upgrade. And of course, the rest of the map is great as well. The layout is meant to welcome both casual and hardcore players, as not only you can train zombies, but there are a few areas where you can camp, like the catwalk. I feel like Der Riese really was the finale for the build-up that was taking place over World at War's life cycle for zombies. You start with Nacht der Untoten by simply creating the mode, then Verrückt adding perks, a few more doors and traps, Shi No Numa having more training space and a reliable wonder weapon along with adding dog rounds. So Der Riese really does feel like the final piece of the puzzle to make World at War Zombies feel complete. Like I said before, World at War Zombies is without a doubt the most basic and bare-bones zombies experience, especially since it is where Call of Duty Zombies started. But that does not mean World at War Zombies is bad, because the core gameplay loop of Call of Duty Zombies is still here, which is just killing zombies with all the resources you can find in a round-based mode. That's something that not even Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies could say they had when they first came out. I even ran a poll a while ago asking you guys what your favorite World at War Zombies map is, and Nacht ended up getting first place. So simple maps can still be enjoyed by the community. And regardless of World at War having the most basic zombies experience, it is still extremely important. So, even if we're used to things like long quests to get wonder weapons, huge Easter eggs that take hours to complete, and expansive and open maps, just remember that this game started the mode and none of those things would even be here if it wasn't for this game. Alright, that's gonna be it for me today. I really wanted to say thank you for the support on the last few videos. My new subscribers are probably wondering why it takes 3 weeks to upload one 10-minute video, or whatever my upload schedule is right now. But seriously, I have been dealing with some personal stuff outside of videos that has made it really hard to upload consistently for, I would say, the past maybe 5 to 6 months. But thankfully it's all getting taken care of now, so for all of July, I just plan on pumping out videos constantly. I'm not gonna burn myself out or anything, but I do finally plan on being consistent in a way I haven't been able to before. So I do have plans for many future videos reaching the 20-minute or even 30-minute mark. Things like full reviews on games I either love or hate, and even documentaries about games I used to play. And before I go, I do plan on being a lot more active on social media, like my Instagram account, my Twitter account, and my Discord server. If you're interested in any of that, then just go click the links in the description. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you later.